It is your Monday evening at 9 o'clock. I'm meteorologist Melissa Nord in for Chris Holcomb tonight, and we're talking about your extended live weather update here on 24/7 Weather Impact Channel. And it was a beautiful sunset tonight. I don't know if you had a chance to catch it, but we had kind of this nice hue of red and orange at the bottom of the horizon. You can also kind of see here we've got a little bit of that crescent moon still showing up. That is our waning crescent. Of course, wax on, wane off. So it's a waning crescent right now, and big picture, you can see that we've still got some clouds here to start the night, but we are not going to finish with all that cloud cover. I think our camera zoomed in. Let me try to zoom it out. There we go. We'll zoom. You know what? We're in a live studio here, but it's one of those fancy studios where we don't have directors for streaming. So my apologies for that. Let's kind of recap what we just talked about. Sunset, very pretty. And you know what's so nice about today is that the humidity was not too bad either. We had dew points in the 50s today, a little bit of an east wind built in over the last 24 hours. And for that reason, we saw more sunshine in East Georgia than we did in West Georgia. Now, big picture, that high pressure going to be shifting to the east. This is going to open the door for humidity to come off the Gulf and open the door for some pop-up daily showers and thunderstorms. Meanwhile, we're also tracking severe weather, the severe weather event ongoing out in the Midwest, down to the plains. And actually, this is impressive how many miles that we have tornado watches in effect. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see a little bit closer. Look at this. I mean, these are tornado watches that stretch throughout parts of Minnesota and also into Wisconsin. This is a little pink box that represents a confirmed tornado on the ground right there with that big squall line. The tornado watches stretch throughout Iowa as well, and then down to the south into Texas and Oklahoma. So big cold front, and that cold front producing a significant severe weather threat right now through early tonight, and that includes a level 4 threat of severe weather for eastern Minnesota down through northern Iowa and also western Wisconsin. So tracking that level 4 threat there, level 3 threat throughout Texas. But I want to show you what happens to this severe weather outlook as we get into the next couple of days, because watch how it shifts. It shifts east tomorrow, but the low that brings that energy for the storms is actually going to bring the main storm threat up to the Great Lakes. So for tomorrow, level 3 threat from central Ohio all the way up into kind of Lake Erie area. And then by Wednesday, it's not over us. It doesn't continue shifting to the east. We don't have the right dynamic setup. So we'll watch yet another system coming in, kind of another low working in that area, and that'll bring another renewed threat of severe weather with a level 2 threat over Texas, Dallas area, all the way into western Arkansas. But meanwhile, we're still close enough to that area of high pressure to where our rain coverage is not going to be widespread. It's going to be limited each and every day. And in the variety where it's really hit or miss with who gets showers and storms. So what we're talking about this week is a transition from dry weather back to tracking some of those hit or miss showers and storms. So really be flexible. That's what you need to do. The next few days, it's the afternoons and evenings. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. Those rain coverages will fluctuate a little bit. They'll go through kind of an ebb and flow, but it's not going to be a widespread rain event for us or widespread thunderstorm threat for us either. So let me show you how things trend over the next couple days on the forecast track a little bit closer in here. Some of that cloud cover that we had earlier today thinned out around sunset, and now it's going to build back in for the overnight. So we'll start off with some low-level clouds for Tuesday morning. That's that return of more moisture working into the region. So a little bit of cloud cover first thing Tuesday morning. By lunchtime, we're seeing that cloud cover thinning out. And as it thins out, we should break into a little bit more sunshine, heat the temperatures up into the 80s, and then like clockwork, those warmer temperatures, slightly higher humidity may allow for a stray shower to develop. The rain coverage tomorrow is going to be incredibly limited. I would say 20% is generous. Most of us will not get any rain. But we do start to see more of a difference by Wednesday, and that difference is the humidity gets a little bit stronger. or higher, and these winds are really straight off the Gulf. So we'll start with that low level moisture in the morning, break into some sunshine at midday, and then here we go, 3:30 in the afternoon. It's not widespread, but it's hit or miss, widely scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. So for Wednesday, we'll bring back a few more of those. They'll peak during the afternoon, and then as we lose daytime heating, we'll see a lot of them kind of dissipating as we head into the evening hours on Wednesday, and then we get to do it all over again on Thursday again. So rain chance tomorrow, 20%, 30% on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm really not impressed by either, so I went with 20 instead of a 30% chance, but I do believe that Friday will bring the next best opportunity for some of those showers and storms. That'll be as a cold front starts to near North Georgia. And as it does so, it'll just bring a slightly better coverage of those showers and storms. But as of this point, I'm not really expecting widespread severe weather from that. And I'm also not expecting widespread rain. This is a model comparison. Euro was lagging a bit there, but this is showing in the next 5 days how much rain could we see. And what I want you to take away from this is, number one, these are not HD models. I call these kind of our SD models. These are our standard operational models. They can look further out in the future, but their resolution or their pixel size is a little bit larger. So it's not like you have a new HD TV or a new pair of glasses. It's kind of like, oh, you just woke up in the morning, you don't have your readers on, you don't have your contacts in, something's a little bit fuzzy outside, right? So we can get a general idea of, okay, we're going to see a little rain, but not a lot of rain. But what this doesn't show you is the really isolated nature of what the shower and storm coverage is going to be for a lot of the days this week. A lot of the days this week, nobody will get rain hardly, just a few of us. Okay, and that's why the pops, the chance of rain, are so low. They're not widespread. So some of us over the course of this week may only get 1/10 of an inch or so in the backyard. In the rain gauge, some of us could get 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And I think especially Wednesday and Friday time frame, when we have those slightly higher chances of rain, the better coverage of showers and storms, those are the days when I also see more of that threat for heavy rainfall. Some lightning. I think like last week, there could be maybe an isolated stronger storm with some gusty winds or small hail, but that would more come on Friday when that front is sliding into North Georgia. With that being said, not widespread. But we'll take any amount of rain we can get. This is our latest drought monitor. This one came out on Thursday based on Tuesday's data. And what I want you to take away from this is, see all this yellow on the map creeping from East Georgia into the metro area? This is not a drought. It's abnormally dry conditions. What this means is if we don't get some decent rain in the rain gauge, we could head towards a moderate drought. So we need all the rain we can get. We did get some last week. Not everybody got a lot. Some of us did, some of us didn't. But that's one of those things we'll be watching for over the next few days. If we can just put enough rain in the rain gauge to minimize that expanding any further west. Let's talk about temperatures. Hey, it was great outside today. 78 in Atlanta. We had some cloud cover, but the dew points were in the 50s. Felt nice. Things are still really nice out there for a nice walk this evening. We are at 74 in town, 66 in Athens. We had clear skies in East Georgia first. And the places that have the clear skies, the lighter winds, the drier air, that's where that wedge was. Those places can cool off a lot quicker than places that have more cloud cover or more humidity. So that's why you see these areas dropping in East Georgia a little bit quicker than areas in Northwest Georgia. It's because that's kind of where the wedge is. So temperatures are on the way down from the 70s into the 60s. As we go into tomorrow afternoon, though, we're going to be a little bit warmer than today, going for a high of 81. 83 on Wednesday, Thursday 84, and then one more day of 80s on Friday. Once we get past that, you're going to like the change coming in, I think, for the weekend. This is our dew point graphic, and I think this tells the story of what's to come, and then I'll show you the temperature version of this graphic. This is showing you how sticky or comfortable it feels outside over the next 7 days. And what you can take away from this is, you know, we weren't that bad today. We're right there. That's our little dot from today. It's in this comfortable range, not quite to the humid range. We're going up the roller coaster the next 2 days, meaning feeling a little bit more humid. But what I want you to focus in on is look what happens by the weekend. The humidity drops a lot lower. Dew points fall into the 40s. And when that happens and the cooler air moves in, it is going to feel so nice outside. If you liked the, warmer and more humid conditions the last couple of weeks, great. But if you didn't, you're like, okay, it's April. It's not supposed to be really humid yet. This weekend coming up is for you. Here's the temperature pattern. This is a look at our 850 temperatures. Warm weather through the week, but then once that cold front passes through on Friday, that one finally has a nice little decent push of some cooler air coming in. It's not cold outside this weekend. It's just noticeably cooler. We'll see those high temperatures dropping mid and upper 70s. The low temperatures in the city in the mid 50s, but outlying suburbs, right about 50 degrees, maybe some upper 40s. And I do think we see widespread 40s over the weekend up in the North Georgia mountains. So that will feel refreshing and just comfortable outside both afternoons and in the mornings. Really refreshing. Pollen count today 168. As we kind of talked about on the news this evening, we're past the peak of pollen season. We've been talking about that, and I'll show you this calendar for April, which tells the story. See how you see all the reds at the start of the month, and then last week, oranges, one yellow. We haven't had any pollen count above 1,000 in almost 2 weeks. So we're past the peak of pollen season. We're at the tail end. If you're an allergy sufferer and you really suffer from tree pollen, maybe you're still feeling it a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not quite as, scratchy throat, itchy as I was a few weeks ago. I want to know if you feel the same way. Hey, to join our Facebook group, Weather Impact Facebook group, join the conversation on there. That's a place where you can post weather photos, but also if you want to have a weather conversation about something you see outside your window, whether it be atmospheric or environmental, feel free to post in there. We welcome all the conversations there about all things weather in North Georgia. So we're starting to see the pollen counts coming down. Generally, when we get to the end of the month and start of May, we're in that kind of low end of the high range. And then once we get past Mother's Day, it gets a whole lot better. Then we go into grass pollen season, then ragweed by August and September. Okay, recapping your forecast for tomorrow. 20% chance of a shower. That's a generous 20%. A lot of us will not get rain. We'll start with some low-level clouds in the morning. Those will thin out a bit for the afternoon, and we warm up. We'll be up in the 80s for your afternoon high on Tuesday. That's a little bit above average, also a little bit warmer than we were today. 7-day forecast, temperatures the next few days just kind of go up a degree or two each afternoon, and the humidity does as well. So 30% chance of showers and storms on Wednesday, 20% Thursday. Friday goes up to 40% with that cold front sliding through. Some models leave more of that rain in the forecast for Saturday. The American model dries out altogether. I left in a 20% chance for showers on Saturday. I am crossing my fingers for everyone's weekend's sake that rain is, out of here by first thing on Saturday morning. But right now I want to leave that opportunity for rain in if you're trying to solidify those weekend plans. There could be some showers still around on Saturday, especially south of I-20. But then that cooler, drier air moves in. 78 for Sunday with a morning low of 54, dew points in the 40s. That is going to feel so fantastic outside. Thank you for joining us on this live extended weather update here on 11 Live Plus. Our next extended live update comes up tomorrow morning with Chesley B. Neal at 10 o'clock. And also, in advance of that, tonight at 11, I hope you join us for 11 Live News there. We got your latest news headlines and a more compact look at your weather forecast for tomorrow. We're also going to talk more about this weekend's cool down there as well. Have a great evening. Chris Holcomb is back tomorrow.